First question will come from Jacob Rayburn. Go ahead, Jacob.
Hey, Barrett, how's it going?
I'm good, thank you.
So I'm first curious about, getting a chance. You've had a chance now to work with Coach Heffernan for a little bit. Getting used to a new coach is always a process. How would you describe that process from your perspective? What do you feel like has maybe been the impact of a new voice, new perspective for the guys?
I feel like getting a new coach at a time we had some old guys leave, it was a great step for some of these sophomores, like including myself, to get that leadership role and really take more of a approach to connect with Coach Hef and to lead the line properly. So it was a learning curve for everybody, but I felt like since we had to step up to the plate, and so did Coach, I feel like we're on equal grounds and actually improved the way we correspond together.
And Stanford released a mic'd up session, which Coach Heffernan. We heard some music references. Curious, is that something you guys hear and catch during practice, or was he just saying that because he was mic'd up?
No, he says that even during the meetings, with the Zoom meetings too, yeah.
All right, so what? A quick follow up on that. What have you gathered about Coach Heffernan's music taste and history?
I say it's pretty wide. It's always something. Like out of the blue, you just make a reference or connect to some of the teachings he has. And I don't even know some of these songs, I'm gonna be honest. So kind of an old guy, likes those old songs too. And I'm pretty new to that whole scene.
Awesome, thanks.
Next question will come from Jackson Moore. Go ahead, Jackson.
Barrett, just what are you taking away from your first full spring at Stanford?
I'm taking away just the intensity we have. I got through half the spring and I haven't really learned the full schedule, but just the intensity of these guys and how much I wanted coming to the back end. People are dinged up, but I just love the drive here and the fight. So finishing that spring ball, I just really see like what guys have.
What's been your personal focus coming off of last season and using these 15 practices to better your game?
I really wanted to wrap my mind completely around the playbook. I want to be more versatile, being able to play like if I needed left tackle, left guard, any guard to be honest, or any tackle. Since those spots are open, I just want to take that time to really understand the full playbook and know the defense to be responsible for any position I might have to play.
We're kind of getting close to the spring game. What's been just your takeaway of your personal growth, how you've accomplished some of those things, and what's left to accomplish in the next week?
Well, I'm not satisfied. I won't say that, but I do like where I'm heading currently in the whole team. But we're ready for that spring game. I think I seen our little timer ticking down our locker room for the games, 8 days. It feels fast, and at the same time, it felt like the spring ball has been lasting weeks and weeks and weeks. But I think we're ready to compete. It's plenty of practices. Now we're just ready to show out for what the fans want to see and what we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll head back to Jacob Rayburn. Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, I have a couple more questions, Barrett. So, talking about your growth, I'm curious what you've seen from the guys around you. There's a couple other competitions going on right now on the line, and then there are, of course, the guys who really are competing, whether or not they're kind of at the front of the line or not, so to speak. What stands out to you? Anyone who you feel like gets a shout out for making major progress, physically, mentally, all of the above?
I would have to say some of our freshmen and linemen, they really stepped to that plate. We have just so many sophomores, and we can't always fill all those spots. So we rely on some of those guys. I love the way they stepped up to the challenge. Definitely, we were asked as freshmen the same thing too, to play in some of the games. I remember starting almost 10 games as a freshman, and I'm glad that these guys are able to fill those shoes too and do the same thing we were expected to do.
And with going back to Coach Heffernan real quick, aside from the music references, the song references, how would you describe how he teaches? What is it like for you as a student of football taking in his teaching? What makes it effective? What makes it maybe different than what you've experienced before?
You definitely could tell from the mic'd up session he has that intensity. I don't think he hasn't screamed on at least one play, he's always yelling at us, but it's in a good way. It doesn't really break you down, but builds you up. So I feel like he just brings right away. He started running with us. He didn't take any slow time off or try to progress slowly. He just started hit the ground and started running with us. And I really appreciate that. It's just, we started spring off right, and we're just keep continuing to climb.
And my last thing is, what's your scout on a young offensive lineman named Braden Miller?
I think he's absolutely the best. Anywhere he wants to go, I'll support him. I think he's one of the best tackles in the nation. And I would be a bad brother if I didn't believe that. I really believe in him. And I'm doing my little due diligence to get him to come here, but at the same time, I'm his brother. So anywhere he wants to go, I'll support it.
All right. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Barrett Miller? All right. Thanks for your time, Barrett. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thank you.